The post for the fifth race, the second division of OHSS Stakes for freshman pacing fillies at 1 mile, a purse at $20,000. Exact trifecta wagering, a field of 8 to go postward here. There are no changes. Number 1 is Coco Tia, owned by Stuart Bolander of Lima, Ohio, and Rebecca Helms of Lima, Ohio, trained and driven by Tony Price. Number 2 is Foxy Towner, with the White Creek Stable Incorporated at Dublin, Ohio, trained and driven by Dean Collins. The 3 is Julie's Market, owned by Craig Langston of Sydney, Ohio, trained by David Bowden-Miller, Jeff Out, the pilot. Number 4 is Sand G5, owned by Bill Sanders of Stevenson, Alabama, trained by Ty Loy, Aaron Merriman. The 5 is One Wild Woman, by Richard and Joyce McClellan of Zanesville, Ohio, trained by Mike Roth, Bob Harper. The 6 is QE2, owned by J.D. Burnett of Wilmington, Ohio, trained and driven by Chip Noble. The 7 is Ms. Peabody's Hat, owned by Dennis Sheehan of New Wilmington, Pennsylvania, trained by Virgil Morgan Jr. with Brett Miller. Enter the outside of the 8, Annabelle Lou, owned by Jack Shearer, North Lawrence, Ohio, trained by Jeff Cox. The Grizz, Greg Grismore, Ian Hersalke. Lou on the outside, a field of 8. Moving up and moving in. The gate swings into the back stretch, and there they go. Purse $20,000. Field in motion. Being sent on their way. They're all fan pacing in a nice start here in middle of the track. The 5, One Wild Woman gets the first call. Driving over the outside, Annabelle Lou is being forwardly placed here. Looking to drive right onto the top and doing so now. One Wild Woman comes away stalking that garden spot in 2. Watching over the top 2 from 3rd. That is Julie's Market away from the rail in 4th. That is Coco Tia. Followed in 5th by San G5. 6th is Foxy Towner. 7th is QE2. And 8th in trailing Ms. Peabody's Hat. And Brett Miller can see them all. The initial quarter in 27 4/5. On by the stands for the first time and heading on down to the half, and Annabelle Lou and Greg Grismore on the point here, leading it by a length and a half, trying to ration out her speed. Inside in 2, that is One Wild Woman stalking that garden spot in 2. On the inside, Julie's Market is watching in 3rd, tip to the outside, first up in 4th, that is Coco Tia. Flushing that cover, second over the outside in 5th, that is QE2. Inside, racing in 6th as they step around the clubhouse turn, that is San G5. Racing to the outside, 3rd over there, racing in 7th, that is Foxy Towner, and 8th and trailing Ms. Peabody's Hat. They're halfway home, 58 4/5. A second quarter breather there at 31 seconds flat. Off the turn and driving down the backside. Freshman pacing fillies' heads are pointed towards 3/4 with less than 3/8 of a mile to travel. Up top, Annabelle Lou continues to carve out the fractions here by a length and a quarter. Up on the outside, racing in 2nd there as they step towards 3/4. That is Coco Tia. One Wild Woman at the rail is watching in 3rd, 3/4 and 128 flat. They'll pace the final turn and head for home, and on top, Annabelle Lou, not an anxious moment thus far. Into the inside, One Wild Woman is still there in 2nd, sent up 3 wide around Coco Tia. Here comes QE2 to the top of the stretch, less than an 1/8 of a mile to go, and down the stretch they come, and Annabelle Lou with the lead here. One Wild Woman looked her in the eye and went right on by. One Wild Woman rolling away here. QE2 to go 2nd, Julie's Market was 3rd, down with a mile 156 and 3/5. One Wild Woman and a new lifetime mark. Time of her career, timed at a new lifetime mark in 156 and 3/5. After a perfect steer here from Bob Harper, giving her a 2-hole trip, here's the 5, One Wild Woman. A 2-year-old bay filly by Towner's Big Guide of a Falcon Almahurst mare. Spend the Night, owned by Richard and Joyce McClellan of Zanesville, Ohio, trained by Mike Roth. Nicely handled here this evening by winning driver Bob Harper. For conditioner Mike Roth, that's 2 Ohio Sire Stakes victories this evening, giving him a conditioning double. That's 2 wins on this evening's program for driver Bob Harper, giving him a driving double. 2 wins on this evening's card for owners Richard and Joyce McClellan of Zanesville, Ohio, giving them an owning double. In a new lifetime mark, 156 3/5. The 5, One Wild Woman, returns 29.40, 760, 480. Second, the 6, QE2, returning 460, 380. Third of the 3, Julie's Market, 640.